All right, well, that's it. No more positive spin, and no more one more series, one more week, one more nothing. This Orioles season is going to go down as one of my least favorite seasons of all time. The team is an absolute disaster. I first guessed, and people were ahead of me, but I first guessed as soon as we got rid of Brandon Hyde that Elias should have been the one to go. The roster construction makes no sense. It only gets worse the more you think about it. Like that's where the Orioles are at right now. The more you dive into the roster, the more you dive into the farm system, the more you dive into these prospects, you're just like, man, I can't find any good news anywhere. You start trying to talk yourself into good news based on the three or four kids we just drafted. But go look at the guys that we've recently drafted. Just go through it. People are doing their reports. Go look at their numbers. It's not just Kerstead. There's a lot of guys in our pipeline that haven't quite panned out the way we thought maybe they would have. There's a couple guys there that we would like to give a look to, but think about those. Think about who those guys are, right? People are like, I really want to see Dylan Beavers come up. It's like, okay, I guess we'll get rid of Ramon Laureano on a cheap deal, so Dylan Beavers can come up, so we can watch him play. Like it doesn't things don't add up. Tyler O'Neill is stuck there. They already made that decision. It is. You don't even know where to get so angry with Elias and what he's done with this team. Like you don't even know where to start. Every time you turn around, it feels like everything is just blown up in his face, and the franchise is just teetering right now. You had to listen to was it Ken Rosenthal talk about how he's opining that maybe Adley Rutschman could get moved because he doesn't seem to be the future of the Orioles at the catcher position. I I don't know. Here's the thing: when you're not able to have access to the players, which is all of us, right? Even if you're a media guy, you get some access to the players. When you're not the coach and you're not on the field working with the guys, your opinion just really is. It's just there's a limit to it, right? There's a ceiling. So what you look for is putting somebody in charge of the talent evaluation that you really believe in. Because coaching, in-game coaching, you can have a lot of opinions from the couch. You can make tons of decisions in your head about what should happen here, what should happen there in-game coaching decisions. But building the roster together, doing that from your couch is really difficult, right? Because you got to interview the players, you got to know the chemistry, you got to figure out what is the player development process for each guy. So for that, you really just pray that your favorite team picks the right person. So for the Ravens, you're just blessed because ever since the Ravens have been here, the guys in charge of talent acquisition are phenomenal. And in the Orioles, you're just like, what is happening? Like none of these guys are developing the way I want them to develop. And do you just start getting mad at all your favorite players because the team just feels like a complete disaster? People want to turn to Jackson Holiday as like the lone bright spot, and I'm like, it's a bright spot, but it's not something to. I mean, Christ, like he's still batting 260. Like, I mean, you can't just talk yourself into something is better than it really is. And I believe that's how we got into this problem to begin with. By not putting enough talent when the team was ready to win. Now you relied on the younger guys a little too much. You got rid of the man. Everything you've done has completely gone left. And now, as we're sitting here, the team is hard to watch. They're hard to root for. So now we have another problem. Now we don't have fan interest because who wants to buy into this product? It was an easier sell when the guys were unknown and they're coming up and you're excited to see them. Now it's like you're getting frustrated with the players because you're watching them every day and they're just not playing that great. You start looking around the league and it's so disappointing that I don't know how you let Elias still have the keys to the kingdom here because nothing he's going to do at the trade deadline is going to make anybody have any more confidence going into next year. You need somebody brand new to look at the talent and reevaluate it. Reevaluate everybody's position, where they should bat in the lineup, what their ceiling is, what the contract should be, because it's a complete blank slate right now. Like, I'm not sold on anything. None of what Elias has decided, from the leadoff hitter to Jackson playing second and Gunnar playing short, I don't trust any decisions he's made. I want someone brand new who has a wealth of baseball experience to just reevaluate every single player on this team, figure out where we're going to pay, who we're going to pay, what position they should play, and stick with it. Because Cowser was the leadoff guy until he got hurt. Now Jackson's the leadoff guy because Mancelino said he's the leadoff guy for 5 years. When Mancelino's got about 2 more months to be in the Orioles organization. So nothing is, there's no leadership. Elias has been vague all the time when Hyde was here about who's doing the lineups and who's in charge of this. We never know what the contracts are of our own general manager and manager. The things that are happening with the Orioles make zero sense. So it is my final whatever it's worth plea to the new ownership to just insert themselves and start brand new. Because if I bought the Orioles and the product that I bought, and this is what it's turned into. I mean, what a disaster to have your legacy and your swan song as you're winding down your career to own your favorite baseball team and go from we're on the verge of a World Series to everybody hates your general manager. I think the players do too. I think there's so much inconsistency, whether it's with Kobe Mayo or Kerstead and Stowers and Norby and breaking up the team, and this guy gets to play and then he starts and stops. It's just bad vibes all the way around. So to let Elias be in charge of at the deadline when all he's going to do is get as much as he possibly can. That again, anybody can do the job that the Orioles have at this deadline, which is dump the players that teams are willing to take. Like that's it. That's all he's going to do. He's not going to get much back. Maybe he'll get a lottery ticket or two, and one of the guys will pan out. But anybody in baseball could do what he's about to do at the deadline. Get him out of there. Just be done with it. Just be like, this is so pathetic. No one's going to go to the games this weekend. It's just no one's going to be there. It's going to be a disaster. And they I don't know if I'm the only one here, but I'm not even rooting for the Orioles to win. Like at this point, I've rooted for disaster, so Elias would just be gone. Like that's how they made me feel the way they blew the series against the Guardians. They just have no life. There's no energy. Of course, Batista's now hurt. It's yeah. I wish he was just gone. And I'm not even mad at him personally. Just mad at him as the GM of the Orioles. Sometimes when people try to separate it, and you get so frustrated because it's the baseball team, and then the most annoying thing is having somebody be on the higher moral compass than you and say, oh, well, just step away from the Orioles or don't get so upset or so worked up. Everyone's trying their best. It's like both things really can be true. I'm sure he's tried his best. Can he just go? Because I really would like to enjoy the Orioles again. And I don't think he can turn it around. I think he's too biased in investments he's made. And it just doesn't make any sense to me to let him have control. I don't know how good our best players are, and I would like somebody else to reevaluate them and go through that process. So that's my 2 cents on the Orioles. Yeah. Anyway, on a I guess slightly different note, a little preview of what's going to happen here moving forward as we get into football season. I decided I'm going to. I don't know exactly how many people I'm going to have join me. I'm still working that out, but I have a much different plan than I had going into last football season, which is I'm going to be going live instead of recording these podcasts. It basically is the same thing for me. I'm just going live anyway, and I'm going to do that early in the morning during football season. And a lot of picks will be given. I'm going to have people join me who want to give out their picks for free, who just, like a couple of the guys I've had join me in the past, but broaden it out and try to have more variety for you guys and have more, people to choose from, to listen to besides just myself. But I want the concept to be there's nothing to buy. And I really am passionate about trying to encourage people to only pay for sports betting advice after somebody makes you money. Like I plan on going live and bringing people on, and some of them are going to be aspiring handicappers. And my sales pitch to them to join me is like, hey, if somebody wants to send you money or tip you after the fact, then great. And that should be the way this industry is. If somebody wants to go on and give out their picks and try to help somebody make money with football or basketball, whatever it is, and you're like, hey, this is who I like today. and someone's going to listen and they're like, you know what, that helped me make a decision. And then afterwards, they want to send you money because they want to. That's really what this industry should be. It shouldn't be somebody gatekeeping their picks or trying to sell that here's my free picks and then here's the picks you have to pay for. So I think the best way for me to get that message across is to just lead by example. I'm not 1,000% sure, like I said, on how many people I'm going to have join me. But last year, as I was interviewing people, it was, I think part of it was my fault for not making it as an attractive opportunity. So now we'll be able to go live, and people, whoever I bring on, will be able to share their social media and share their payment methods. And if people want to send money to them as a tip, then that will be great. And that gives them the opportunity to say, hey, I'm really good at picking football. Let me show you. It's like, well, then good. Hop on here. You have to hold yourself accountable. And if you're having winning weeks and people are going to listen and they want to, tip you and that can turn into something, then great. And if not, then that's just the way it is. It shouldn't be you pay me $1,500 for a month or you pay me $500 for a month, whatever it is, and I give you X amount of games, and if you win, they win. It shouldn't be like that. It should be more of a service, just like you would get gas or get your oil changed. You don't pay and then hope that there's gas in the pump. Like that's just not the way that works, and it shouldn't be how sports betting advice works. So that's my plan moving forward. And yeah, so appreciate you guys. What else? Anything else on the Orioles that I forgot? No, just wish they would make the change here because I need something to root for, and I don't know what the heck I'm rooting for right now because I want them to be so bad that Elias has to be fired, and it looks like that's not going to happen in the next 4 days. So he's in charge, and as I said a few weeks ago, if you listen to Cal Ripken talk at his last public event where he talked about Elias, I would be shocked if he got fired at the end of the year. So I, yep, just is what it is. We'll see what happens here in a few days. I'll pop back on. What's the deadline on Thursday? Yeah, so I'll come on here Thursday night or Friday morning. But I wanted to go. I was going to do a pod on Monday. I was so mad after the Orioles lost that I was just like, you know what? Whatever, give it a few more days. I even did that to myself, and then yeah, here we are. So no more positive Orioles talk for me until they get rid of Elias. But I will comment on the team without going into that diatribe next time I talk about it as we figure out what moves he's going to make. And maybe we find a silver lining here somewhere. If someone has a silver lining, I'm open to it. All right, have a good day. Gonna start doing NFL and college football previews soon, but I'm still studying up. So stay tuned. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon.